Hello and welcome. Vector search is becoming a core part of modern AI workloads. What really shapes performance and accuracy is how vectors are indexed inside the database. In this video, Sneha and myself will focus on one type of vector index, the Hierarchical Navigable Small World Index, or HNSW, and how this is used within the Oracle database 26AI for in-memory vector searches. We'll explain how it works, how Oracle implements it, and what makes it effective for production AI workloads. We'll then walk through a live demo using real SQL so you can see this type of index in action within the database. If you haven't seen our earlier videos on how to use vector search within the Oracle 26AI database, please take a look at these foundational videos first. Oracle AI Vector Search lets you query unstructured data by meaning, not keywords, so you can use semantics rather than having to make sure that the keyword or exact phrase is within the text or data that you're trying to search. In Oracle 26AI, vector search runs directly inside the database with vector as a native data type. And as DBAs, we know this rule. Without the right index, everything becomes a table scan. Vector search is no different. Embeddings are high dimensional, and traditional indexes like B-trees simply don't work for similarity searches. Vector search only scales with a purpose-built index. Oracle provides HNSW, IVF, and hybrid vector indexes to reduce latency, improve recall, and make AI workloads production ready. The only currently supported implementation for Oracle's in-memory neighbor graph vector index is HNSW, the Hierarchical Navigable Small World. HNSW is a graph-based approximate nearest neighbor index designed for high-dimensional vectors. The entire structure lives within memory, so searches avoid scanning all vectors and stay extremely fast. It's tunable for speed versus accuracy, and is commonly used for semantic search, recommendations, and large-scale similarity search where low latency really matters. HNSW works by building a graph where each vector is a node and similar vectors are connected. Instead of comparing every vector, the search navigates the graph to find the closest matches efficiently. The graph is hierarchical. Upper layers get you into the right area quickly, while the lower layers refine the search to the nearest neighbors. When you create a vector index using organization in-memory neighbor graph, Oracle uses HNSW by default. You can tune accuracy, connectivity, and build cost using parameters like target accuracy, neighbors, and EF construction. HNSW indexes use a structure that's very similar to a skip list. Vectors are organized into hierarchical layers. You can think of the top layer as highways and the lower layers as residential streets. The top layers contain only a small number of landmark vectors with long-range connections. Searches start here to quickly jump into the right general neighborhood. As you move down through the immediate layers, more vectors are included and the connections get shorter, which steadily refine the search. By the time you reach the bottom layer, which contains all vectors, the search is already very close, so it only needs a few local hops to find the nearest neighbors. As we've said, the HNSW vector index type lives entirely in memory, inside the vector pool. Now this is a new, dedicated memory area within the SGA. If you're using HNSW indexes, the vector pool is not optional, but its size directly affects performance and accuracy. If HNSW searches feel slow, the first thing to check is vector pool sizing. Too little memory doesn't raise errors, it just results in slower searches and poorer recall. So from a DBA perspective, this is critical. Vector pool issues don't show up as failures, they show up as AI searches that just feel slow or inaccurate maybe. There are a few important operational points to understand with HNSW. First, memory and persistence. The HNSW graph lives entirely within the vector memory pool. If the database restarts, the graph must be rebuilt in memory. To reduce restart time, Oracle supports full checkpoints on disk, which stores the graph edges, but not the vectors themselves. In RAC, each instance maintains its own memory HNSW graph. The instances share a row ID to vid mapping on disk, but the graph itself is duplicated per instance. Next is DML and maintenance. HNSW uses journal tables to track inserts, updates, and deletes. Searches merge results from the static graph and the journal. As DML accumulates, search performance can degrade, so periodic full repopulation is required to fold those changes back into the graph. Finally, there are some hard restrictions. HNSW works only with the native vector type. You can't create HNSW indexes on external tables. index organized tables, clusters, global temporary tables, or materialized views. In hybrid vector indexes, some distance metrics like Hamming and Jacquard are not supported, and all vectors must have the same dimensionality. None of these are errors at runtime, but they are design time constraints you need to account for. This slide ties everything together into the runtime workflow inside the Oracle database. When you select with a vector distance, the search itself happens in memory. Oracle navigates the HNSW graph in the vector memory pool, which is what gives low latency similarity search. Because the graph is expensive to update in real time, new inserts and changes are written to the journal table, and during a search, Oracle looks at both the in-memory graph and the journal, then merges the results, so you still get correct answers. And as we've said, for persistence, Oracle writes checkpoints of the graph to disk. If the database restarts, it reloads the structure rather than rebuilding everything from scratch. With that flow in mind, let's move on and take a look at the demo to see exactly how this thing works with real data in a real query. This demo follows on from our previous videos where we showed how to load data and embeddings into the database using SQL Loader. In this first query, we're going to run without a vector index. So we've connected as the user vector, and if we have a look at the table we're going to query, called FAQ, it has an ID, which is a number. It has a question, which is a varchar, which holds the FAQ question. We have an answer, varchar 2 of 4,000 length, which holds the answer. And then we have two vector columns, a Q vector, which is the embeddings against the question column, and an A vector, which is a column that holds another vector column that holds the embeddings for the answer column. Now, these were encoded using a model which had 384 dimensions of type float 32, and they are dense vector types. We'll set auto trace on explain so we can see the explain plan, and we're going to issue this query. So we're going to use our doc model, and we're going to ask, what is block transfer in rack? Now we're going to use the vector embeddings, and we're going to use the cosine function for this. So we're going to fetch we're going to use the approx keyword, and we're going to fetch the first 5 rows only. And what we can see here is that it's returned the first 5 rows. We can see the question, what is global cache service? And then we can see the answer. The important thing to note here is that unlike a normal text search, it's not searching for those particular keywords in the query, but rather the semantics of the meaning of those words. And it's used the vector to find the closest answers possible. So we've just asked, what is a block transfer in rack? And as you can see, the answers don't necessarily have the words block transfer. If we look at the explain plan, what we can see is it's done a full table scan of the table. So now we're going to create an HNSW vector index on that table, and we're going to run again. So we're going to issue the create vector index, and we're going to call it FAQ underscore HNSW underscore IDX index, and we're going to put it onto the answer vector. We're going to use organization in memory neighbor graph with the distance using the cosine function. Now that the index is created, we will run the query again. So we'll set our auto trace on to explain. We're going to run the same query again. What is block transfer in rack? We're going to use the vector embedding model. And again, we've pulled out the same answers, but this time we can see that we've actually used the vector index as the access path for that query. That ends the demo. Here is some resources you can use to further investigate and understand vector indexes within Oracle Database 26 AI. If you found this content useful, please like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.